Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
वालेकुम
आप
सलाम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू।
जी आप सुन रहे हैं अब्दुल जब्बार को. You're listening to Abdul Jabbar on Radio Apni Awaz. I'm presenting the Halat Hadra program, which is a current affairs program in Urdu. But today I'm going to be doing in English, and inshallah we'll be talking about the Rohingya community and the genocide that is taking place against them. And today I'm delighted to have Muhammad Amin, who is the CEO of Rohingya Community UK. So briefly, I attended one of the protests, emergency protests in town, and they had a variety of people on the stage. A lot of people are aware of what's going on, but there's a lot of this genocide has been a hidden genocide where the international community on the international stage, nothing has really been talked about in the media. The media has international media and the agencies, international agencies, have not brought to this genocide to the foresight, to the front of the world, and to show this genocide that is taking place in Myanmar. So I'd like to welcome Muhammad Amin and ask him to give a brief about himself, brief introduction before we start the program.
Thank you very much, Brother Jabbar, for this wonderful opportunity to speak on this platform and to raise the voice of the Rohingya community and the crisis, as you mentioned, the hidden genocide that been ongoing for so many years in Burma against Rohingya Muslim. And I am myself a Rohingya, as we already touched upon. My name is Mohammed Amin and I am the CEO of the Rohingya Center of United Kingdom. It's based in Bradford and we work to advocate and to help the Rohingya Muslim as well as other refugee and asylum seekers in the UK.
So basically, can you just basically provide a brief history of the Rohingya community in Myanmar and the challenges that they are facing? You know, what would you, when did this all start?
The Rohingya genocide has a few pages has been taken away. With the Second World War in 1942, during that time when the British invasion took place in India, at that time in 1942, the Japan invaded British ruling. At that time, Rohingya people fought against Japan and took side of British government. And since then, the Rohingya people have been targeted by the Burmese government. So when 1947, 1948, when Burma got independent from the British ruling, we had all our right to live in our country. Our people were in the parliament, in the business. Pretty much there's no racism, there's no persecutions.
Mm-hmm.
In 1962, when the General Ne Win is a military co-leader who, when he called the power from the independence government, then they specifically targeted Rohingya Muslim in 1962, and then over this time it was systematically persecuted our people in terms of deprived from right to citizenship, deprived from right to education, healthcare. We can't even freedom of our movement, freedom of our religious access to the mosque. So it was very restricted. That's how our people been oppressed by the military. And then in 1978, when the operation has been led by the Burmese military, ruthlessly killing and raping and slaughtering of the Rohingya Muslim, including women, children, and elderly people. At that time, 200,000 Rohingya people have fled to Bangladesh. At that time, become refugees. And then again, in 3rd of June 2012, we have seen another massacre took place against Rohingya Muslim by the Burmese military. So these are the timeline. And also we have seen in 2015, 16, and massively the massive displacement and then killing of Rohingya people in 2017. The world have witnessed and seen more than 1.3 million Rohingya refugees are now displaced, currently living in one of the world's largest refugee camps in Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh.
And how have they been able to get away with this, the Burmese military? Because obviously they must have, had policies and events. Why have they been? What have been the key policies that constitute the hidden genocide of Rohingya, and who is backing these military, supporting this military regime to carry out, the genocide?
Well, the Burma is one of the complexity, region or geographic geopolitic that in the regions. The obviously the Rohingya are the ethnic minority of Muslim community, and the reason why in the Burma there is no access to any media, there is no any as I said, there's no any freedom, there's no any human rights, and that's how it's been violated and carried out. And again, the world, the international community, and the like UK government, they carried business with the military. That's how they fuel the killing of these innocent Rohingya Muslims. And also, we have been lobbying with the government to sanction this military. They do that sanctions, but at the same time they also carried their business, and that's how they've been supported. And of course the China itself as well, and who have been supporting this military in the past, and that's how they have been encouraged and to wipe out the entire Rohingya Muslim. The Rohingya Muslim are the indigenous people of the Arakan, the now so-called Rakhine state. So they want us to kick out or to, they have been depriving us for so many years. As I mentioned, it's been over 82 years. And now their agenda is clear and loud, is to entirely demolish and finish the entire Rohingya population from our land.
You mentioned there about the receiving less attention from from on the. Why has this you could call it conflict or genocide received less attention than other places where genocide is taking place, like Palestine or Kashmir, or Uyghurs are also being oppressed? So why has this not been received so the attention like by the world media and the international community? Why has this why do you think it has received less attention? And this, like you're saying, has been going on so long. Why has it not received? And what would your message be to these media and to the community at large to support? What can they do to bring more focus to this genocide?
Well, that's really interesting, and also it's sad to know that the all this time this community has been under oppression, persecution, systematic oppression and discrimination been taking place. And the reason why they managed to do it is because they systematically deprive our people from access to education and freedom of movement. So our people was terrified, and then 95% of our people are self-identified illiterate due to the deprivation of access to basic human rights, which is the biggest disadvantage to our people. That's why the awareness and the representative wasn't in the community, in the world stage, so-called underrepresented. Our voice has been underrepresented in the world. So the world only came to know after in 2017 the massive genocide took place. Then the international community came to know a bit of the Rohingya the situation. They felt like it has been started in 2017. However, it's not started in 2017. It has started officially in 1962, and in 1982 the Burma itself has implemented a law to deprive of Rohingya community from their right to citizenship, and they made us illegal immigrants in our own country, own land. They also not recognizing us as an ethnic minority or community group in the list of the Burma. The Burma have a different community group, like 32 other community groups are also exist in Burma, including Rohingya. But the Burmese military deprive us to recognize us our ethnic, the name as Rohingya. So the interesting fact for the international community, because the Burma is very the geopolitical, and the Burmese military is one of the ruthless, one of the ignorance military in the world, who don't care anybody, who don't listen to anyone. They literally do whatever they feel like. So their motive, their target is just to wipe out the Muslim Rohingya community from the Burma, especially from our land, from Arakan, which is known as the Rakhine state. The reason why there wasn't much advocacy for the Rohingya community, and the reason why there wasn't much attention being given or voice has been raised, and it's one of the world most persecuted community is by the UN is the Rohingya community. And we have to do a lot. That's why from the Rohingya community, I'm very grateful and thankful to you for this opportunity to raise a bit of the Rohingya issues currently.
So just coming on to present, why is the current situation for the Rohingya both in Myanmar and in the and the refugee camps in Bangladesh? Now we've just seen, the Sheikh Hasina being removed from power in Bangladesh. Will this help the Rohingya, or do you think, the Rohingya have been, having problems, where they've been, like you said, displaced en masse? And I've seen the pictures and the footage of this taking place, where they've been basically kicked out of and harassed and killed and whatever, where they're doing the crimes, the war crimes of taking out the Rohingya from Burma, and the only place is Bangladesh next door. So do you think it's current reality is that, is it getting, what is happening at the moment?
So the current situation in Burma, as I've been said, the Rohingya has been facing the hidden or silent genocide under the Burmese ruthless, I would say, ruthless military, the Burmese military, and it has been carried until 2017. But now we came to see another rebel group known as the Arakan Army. We call it the terrorist group. So who now wanted to independent the Arakan state. However, we have also realized their agenda also to targeting the Rohingya Muslim. The reason why on 24th of August last month we have organized the emergency peace protest for Rohingya to save them from the hands of the Arakan rebel group army, who are also doing the repeating same policy, killing innocent Rohingya people. And then we have seen we have seen the video footages from our community sending to our WhatsApp. It are terrible, devastating killing of children, women, and then you have a look touch. The Rohingya have nowhere to go apart from fleeing to neighboring country Bangladesh. If Bangladesh government doesn't allow the Rohingya people, they have no other choice being killed at the hand of the military or the Arkan army, or maybe dying in the Naf River. Last month, we have seen so many Rohingya people have been drowned to the Naf River, and then so many life has been lost. And this is something why we have done the protest to seek the international community's attention to protect further killing of innocent Rohingya people. That's the current situation in Burma, that our people in 2024 is still, even though we have a case in ICJ against the genocide. However, it has been very slow rolling. We need that to be rapidly taking action to protect the innocent Rohingya people from being killing further. We have lost already so many lives, and so many of our women has been raped. So many of our innocent children has been killed in the hand of both the Burmese military and the rebel group of Arkan army. In terms of, as you asked question, the current situation of the Bangladesh refugee camp. So we have seen the news, the current Bangladesh government not allowing Rohingya to enter, even though we have been lobbying with the government to allow the Rohingya people to enter for a temporary measure, because they have nowhere to go apart from Bangladesh, and to seek a refuge or safety in Cox's Bazar refugee camp. And they have done that in the past. That's why the entire Rohingya community, and as a community leader, we are grateful of the support of Bangladesh. So in terms of the Sakasina that you touch upon, it is indeed we are very pleased to know that the Bangladesh have a new government, a new voice, which has been obtained by the campaign of the student who have been they fought for their rights, and they felt like dictatorship. And that's what we have came to know. That's also impact the refugee camp, because even the Rohingya are a place to live for safety temporarily in Cox's Bazar, but we have seen that also the not having a right to access formal educations. So this is something we're now working with the new government, what we can do to help the Rohingya, the children, especially the young people, because it has been 7 years now since the recent genocide took place in 2017. In these 7 years, more than 1.3 million people are living there. Half of them are young people and children. They need access to education, because we need to educate them. We can't, because if these children don't have the education, then our community are having a lost generation, where people, they have nothing, no resource to support their family. Even if they go back to their country, what they will do if they have no education?
Yeah, so rightly you mentioned Bangladesh is allowing the refugees to come in. But what about other Muslim countries? Shouldn't they be helping? I mean, they seem to be not being able to help the Rohingya, such as Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, the big countries I'm talking about, who've got they could do more to help the Rohingya. So they could be taken. Why are they not doing anything? I mean, the thing is, like you're saying, the Bangladesh, the students came out and they were able to remove they removed the dictatorship. But we see similar things in the other countries, and where people are rising up, are speaking up, but the governments are not seeming to listen to the people. Can we put? I mean, the thing is, the Rohingya, like Palestine, what's happening in Gaza, they could do more, and in what's happening in Kashmir, or to the Uyghurs, they could do more. What steps do you think they can take?
Well, that's really very important what you mentioned there. The Rohingya crisis and Kashmiri and Palestine. These are important. And we have seen in the Western community and the international community, they say, like, the genocide never again, but we have been seeing in everywhere, like Kashmir, Rohingya in Palestine. It's been happening over and over again. This is something the international community, the UN, the world leader need to effectively protecting this innocent ethnic minority and the community, to give them resource so they can self-defense from the oppressions, so they could also have an opportunity to live in freedom, and so they can exercise their human rights in their own community, in their own land, without having any violence, without having any killings, losing of children's life. And we see the what's happening in Palestine currently, and we have obviously we feel the pain of the Palestinian people is because we are also oppressed by the Burmese military, and at the same time they are also oppressed by the Israelis military and then government. In terms of the why there is no the Muslim countries, or so-called the Muslim world, are not helping. It is really sad to see they do seems to give some humanitarian aid to the United Nations or the UN agency UNHCR to help the Rohingya Muslim, but we want to see more than that. We want them to actively engage in advocacy, in engaging with the world leader, to be a voice of Rohingya people. This is what Rohingya people need, beside the humanitarian support. Humanitarian support is needed while the Rohingya people are living temporarily in Cox's Bazar or wherever they seek, like we have Rohingya refugee in Pakistan, we have Rohingya refugee in India, we have Rohingya refugee in Malaysia, in Indonesia, in Thailand. Constantly Rohingya people are fleeing from one place to another in the seek in searching of safety and protection, and it's been over for many years, as I have been telling you, and what our people has been experiencing. Yet we are not seeing an effective actions or justice to serve for the Rohingya. Also to do something, to put some measure where immediately stop killing Rohingya people. That's what the Rohingya people are giving us as a mandate. The first thing is they want to see the Muslim leaders and the international community and the UN agency and United Nations to immediately stop killing innocent Rohingya people, both by the Burmese military and also the now recent the rebel group Arkan Army. That's what we want to see, the first thing. Whether they can implement UN peacekeeping missions or military there to protect Rohingya people. Second thing, politically, we want our Rohingya people officially recognized, given our identity back. And then at the same time, our Rohingya people want to restore their right to citizenship in Burma. And then while this happening, we also want the justice, what happened to Rohingya people, the hidden genocide, the silent genocide that's been going so many years, especially in 2017, on 25th of August, we celebrate or commemorate the Rohingya Genocide Commemoration Day. So this genocide cannot be go away without unjustified, without justice has been served for the Rohingya people. If the world leaders are failing to do that, then we Rohingya people calling for our land back. So if the Burmese military or Burmese government are failing and the international government are failing to protect the Rohingya community, then we want our Arkan state back for the Rohingya people. That's what our community are now aiming and moving forward as a mission. In that, we need your support. Without support, Rohingya people have nothing left. They have left everything behind in Burma. They are just literally living on the aid of UN agency in refugee camp. Yeah. They have no resource. They left literally everything. Rohingya people have so many land, so much resource in Arkan state. So everything has been taken away from them. They have been forced to flee literally with their clothes. They have nothing. They lost their family members. They lost their parents. They lost their children. They literally lost everything. They have nothing left in their hand apart from they themselves, who are the survivor, like myself, who have survived and privileged to have the opportunity to come in this country. So in that case, to have Rohingya voice heard, we need your support. That's why we call, please engage, please raise your voice, support Rohingya-led initiative and advocacy. Most importantly, please continue your humanitarian support that you are giving.
Our listeners would obviously, you discussed a lot, alhamdulillah. I remember 2017, there was a protest and there was a lot talking and discussion, and it raised a lot of awareness, and a lot of the charities went out there. 2017, I remember clearly, but like you said, this has been going on for such a long time. That's why, today's show is being about the hidden genocide, and people need to be made aware of this, and like the good work you are doing to raise the awareness. May Allah reward you. But what is your next steps to engage the community and engage the other communities to raise the awareness, so they can do what can they do to help, how they can get involved, how basically they can help financially, how they can help with raising awareness with their own families, friends, and maybe hold meetings, or what is your what is it that you want our listeners, or the community, or the help. What is it that you need from us, or the people living in Bradford or UK?
So, thank you. In terms of the support and help and what our next movement, even the Rohingya people has been facing this hidden genocide for so many years. The root cause of that, there wasn't enough awareness of this happening from the aspect of Rohingya community itself as well. And we fail to do that is due to the lack of education, because as I was mentioned earlier, 95% of our people are literally self-identified illiterate due to the deprivation of the educations right in Burma, and then now in refugee camp. So so the reason why the Rohingya Center of United Kingdom is all about campaigning, raising and representing the voice of the Rohingya community. Our first agenda now is raising the awareness into the international community and across the UK. As a part of campaign, and we have done the emergency protest, we have been engaging other social and community and with the MPs and politicians in the UK and in Bradford to raise our concern to the government and internationals, community and leaders. That's what we're doing. If people want to engage with us and they want to help the Rohingya people, especially we urge to support us. We have some campaign now ongoing, the so-called our Rohingya-led initiative that we are doing. The first initiative that we are now taking is education, to build up a system so which can provide the Rohingya children who are living in, especially in refugee camp in Cox's Bazar, and also refugee in other parts of the world, in India, in Malaysia, Indonesia and Thailand. This refugee don't have access to formal education. This Rohingya education board that we are now taking initiative, working with the National Education Union to provide a meaningful, a quality education, so they can educate and they can be self-dependent themselves and to support their community and others. So we need your help to do that effectively, efficiently, and in that case, if you if you are really interested and willing to help, please get in touch. We have our website and social media pages out there, and if you just search RCUK or Rohingya Center of United Kingdom, and there are a lot of our key projects, our campaign are ongoing. And then if you subscribe to our channel, and of course you will see all our movement, all our campaign, all our project that we are running at the moment.
Yeah, so you're listening to Radio Apni Was. My name is Abdul Jabbar, and today's guest is Muhammad Amin, who is the CEO of Rohingya Community UK. We've been discussing about the Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar or Burma, which is next door to Bangladesh. There's a hidden genocide that is taking place. Not a lot of people are aware of that, and that's what we have discussed today. And I'd just like to give your final summary to the people listening. And before we finish the show, and I would like you to come in again sometime to come in to do a show again on this subject because it is a very big topic of what's going on, and it's a big issue. It's basically a very sad issue that people are being treated in this way. There's a genocide that people are not even aware of. So I would like you to basically wrap up, maybe just give a summary of what you've, summary of what this genocide about, something that people can remember, some key messages that you're giving to the people, and what is how long it's been going on. So if you can just basically give a key summary.
Lastly, I would say thank you very much again for this opportunity to raise the voice of the Rohingya people. And of course, I agree with you. This is a big topic. This is a big movement and crisis of recent human crisis in the current world. And the Rohingya people did not have much opportunity to advocacy, to raise their voice. The reason why it's been hidden in Burma, and so many people are not aware of this. Of course, I'm more than happy to come and to share the histories, the ongoing crisis and genocide of the Rohingya issues. And as we have discussed today, it's really sad what's been happening to the Muslim community, especially the Rohingya community and Palestine and Kashmir. It's sad that that shows that our Muslim community, the brothers, are not united. So my colleagues, please come forward, please be supportive, be kind to each other and help each other. If we don't help each other, the enemies out there, like the perpetrator, like Burmese military, Arkan army, the Israeli government, they will be, like Indian government, how they have been oppressing the Kashmiri brothers. So they have the courage to do that, because we as a Muslim community are dividing or are not paying attention enough to help each other. So that shows the lack of our unity, and I would urge as a Muslim brother for everybody to be united, to support whichever capacity you have, the platform you have. Please do raise your voice to help your community brother, whether it's Kashmiri, whether it's Rohingya Muslim, whether it's Palestinian, even you don't have to be a Muslim, or it can be, oppression could be for non-Muslim happening. If it's something that wrong happening, please stand up and raise your voice, and Allah will give you jaza for that. So and I'll just say again, please do that, and by doing that we can reduce the oppression, persecution, and protecting the killing of innocent people and human. Thank you.
Jazakallah khair. I mean, there's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that reminds me that if you see evil, I'm just paraphrasing, if you see evil, change it with your hand if you can. If you can't change it with your hand, speak out against it. And if you can't even do that, then hate it in the heart. and that is the weakest of iman. So speaking out is something that we can do, and we are doing that. Alhamdulillah, everything that we see wrong, we speak out against it, and we and the main thing in this hadith, if you are able to change it, so change is important. Changing things doesn't happen by itself. You have to change the wrong, and we have Islam has taught us how to do that. So it's very important that we we try to change the situation of our community, and unite, and talk about these issues, which are so horrific, and so terrible that's going on. The genocides that are taking place. So with that, I'd like to say thank you to Muhammad Amin and Jazakallah Khair for coming on the current affairs show Halate Hadra, which is normally in Urdu, Punjabi, which is the main languages in Pakistan. So I'd like to thank you again, and Jazakallah Khair, and hope to see you again some other time. And you're welcome to join the Radio Apni Awaz team. Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah Khair.
Thank you very much, and thank you to everybody who are listening to us at the moment, or maybe you might go onto YouTube, I think, and also if you don't have time, please watch after this show. Again, thank you very much for staying with us.
Jazakallah Khair, and to all the listeners, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.